Welcome back to the Forge, where two enter, one leaves champion, and one leaves beaten, battered, and bruised. This week we have two of the finest Soul Forge players for your viewing pleasure. We have Mr. Top 8 in the Forge Watch Invitational, DarksoulSP. He's come on before. He made it to the top 8, I believe, of the last Forge Watch Invitational as well. So he certainly stamped himself as one of the premier Soul Forge players in the universe. We also have V3ng3vin3. Like me, he had the bitter taste of the 4-3 RNG not making the cut. But he is still a fine player in his own right and done very well in many tournaments. So let's go ahead and take a look at the list this week. So we have DarksoulSP here. Jake, what do you think of this list? It's a Shaper list, but it looks to me like it's missing one card.
Yeah, I mean, I've been liking Shaper lists recently. Been playing it quite a bit. I think you have too. He's missing my favorite Tempest card of them all right now.
Oh yeah,
the
what's that?
Almighty Rage.
Let me guess. It's Primordial Ooze guy or whatever, the consistent
That's the
aggro
one.
guy.
Yep, that's what he's missing.
Yep, exactly.
You nailed it. Rage of Cadras is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, that's kind of a stunning omission. I wonder if he's tested with it. Maybe he's just thought like, oh, it seems like a neat card and he hasn't tried it yet. I totally agree. That card is Tempe's right now. Like, if you're playing Tempe's and you're playing mostly mono Tempe's, that's the card you're playing.
Card is bananas.
Other than that,
In the
looks
best way possible.
fairly typical. The 3 Invokers, 3 Shapers, spell package. He does only have 2 Masters, so he's decided Ashurian Flame Sculptor is the better choice, probably because it has consistent. But then he does have a little flavor for us with some Dire Hounds sprinkled in the top. We'll have to ask him why specifically he has chosen Dire Hounds.
Well, I mean, it shores up your player level 1 for sure, and it combos with the Varnus Pact he's also running. You can Static Shock into a Varnus Pact if it comes down to it, and Dire Hound, you can definitely do some combos there. It is non-Tempest cards, which is not ideal for your Invokers and your Flame Shapers, but, it's definitely a powerful side plan to be having.
Certainly. We'll have to see if that's a better inclusion or if it's better to just run something that's a little bit more mono Tempes. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if there's that moment in the game where he has like a Flame Shaper 3 out, and then he's short the 1 Tempe spell he needs or something like that. But otherwise, pretty standard deck with a little flavor. Good list. We'll see how it does against our challenger, V3ng3vin3. So here we have an NT list. You must be really excited right now.
You mean he's not playing a Vengevine deck? I'm confused. I don't understand.
No,
I thought this was a legacy event, and he was going to be discarding Vengevines and putting them into play for free.
I don't even know what's going on.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
We're going to move on from that madness. I will say this list looks a little odd to me. He has 3 Nether Shrieks, 3 Spite Mages, 2 Barbarians, 3 Hot Dire Hounds. Like, this guy, he looks at removal and he says, we need more.
I don't think that's a terrible approach. I mean, removal is always good, especially when you're guaranteed to have it by virtue of having half your deck be removal. He also has, a lot of big threats. He's got the Frostmane Dragons. He's got the Doom Riders.
Mm-hmm.
If Skill Shriek lands, well, then, it's kind of one of the best cards ever. If it actually hits, right?
Yeah, we're working with a big if at that point, especially since he doesn't have a ton of lane fill. So he has Dragon and Egg, which is a little, but that's the only 2-lane card he has outside of Varnus Pact. So Nether Shriek on player level 1 is going to be a little bit dicey. My guess is he won't get many of them leveled, and they probably won't play a huge impact in this game. We'll have to see. But I do think Spite Mage will play a tremendous impact.
All right.
All right, so what are your predictions here, Jake?
Well, I'm sort of confused right now because both sides are NT, so I don't really know which one to pick,
Fair enough. I'll make it easier for you. I'm going to pick the Shaper deck.
Whoa.
Yep.
Interesting.
I think the Shaper deck is going to put so few threats on the board that he's going to have a hard time leveling his removal. He's going to be tempted not to level it, and then those threats will kill him later game if he doesn't level it.
Interesting.
What do you think?
I don't know. All right, I'm going with the Death Weavers this game, I guess. I'm taking the opposite side. I'd have to take the opposite side even if it wasn't an NT deck just to oppose you. So.
Okay, well, fair enough. Let's bring on our competitors. Let's start with DarksoulSP. Welcome to the show, my man.
Hey, good to see you again. I think my last time on was actually the first Forge. I think,
wow.
If I remember correctly. Up against Netherian, I had a grudge match because he didn't give me the Thunder Sword that I wanted for top 8 in the Forge one. So it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Many moons ago.
Yeah, talk about a long time ago.
All right, well, welcome back. So first question, where the heck is Rage? Are you just such a calm guy? You're like, no, I can't play that card. It's the antithesis of who I am.
Oh, bad. No, yeah, Rage is definitely a great card. I'll be honest, I actually own 0. I got all my Flame Sculptors just drafting like crazy. So there's that. But I do think that's actually a really good card. I do think it's a card that belongs in the list. My hope is that Direhound will help me in the player level 1, just kind of, neutralizing threats. But yeah, no, it's a great card. It's a solid card.
All right. So Direhound and Varna's Pact, is that mostly in there for a player level 1 maneuver, or is Varna's Pact in there to just clog the board up late game?
So I love Varna's Pact. I think it is an insane card, especially with Static Shock. Like I don't know if you've been looking at any of my NT lists that I've been playing, or that Bin list that I played for the Invitational, but I love Static Shock and Varna's Pact because it's both a spell and a creature. So it's just nice to have a spell that you can trigger off your Master of Elements, but can also it's also a spell that you want to play in player level 1. If you have an all-spell hand. Obviously, with Direhound, it's just insanely broken. It's just very, very powerful. And yeah, I mean, that's mostly it. Direhound, if player level 1 is going insanely bad, I'll go with the Direhounds. But if not, I'm pretty committed to the Savants, the Masters, the Sculptors. Want to level up all those stats.
Okay, so he's basically backup plan, player level 1, and then if you need him later game, he's there for you.
Yeah, exactly. And also banishing, getting rid of a card is really great for this deck. So that's also another plus.
Yes, I can understand that. Especially when it's banished and still retrievable by Varna's Pact. It's like a win-win.
Yeah, disgusting. Yeah, it's gross.
Okay, so what is your prediction here today? Are you going to win? Are you going to give him a game or two? What's going on?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely give him a game or two. I am pretty happy for the most part. Aetherphage is kind of an annoying card, so it's nice to see that I'm not up against NU. But that being said, Spite Mages are definitely a problem. Gringons, if they get way too big, can kind of swarm me level 1. So it's my level 1 that I'm really afraid of. And then I think every other rank, I should, if I get the good draws, obviously. The Shaper deck is pretty dependent on your draws. But I do think that my late game is just far, far stronger, so that's kind of how I'll be playing.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and move to our second player, Vengevine. Talk a little bit about your list. Why did you decide to have this much removal?
So playing is very similar to Brian from the Invitational second day. He got third place with. He would play Sprint, and so we were I have to test a lot.
I have to stop you for a second. You sound like you're a possessed robot right now.
Am I possessed right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be going well for the sound, but everything else is fine. So I think we're gonna move on. You try one more time. How many games are you gonna win?
I'm gonna win the game.
Unfortunately, that's not happening. So let's just go ahead and move to the games. We're going to say Vengevine predicts he's going to win 3-0. He said, I can interpret for him, he said he was going to crush Dark Soul into a powder that he will then use when he rides the pommel horse later. There we go. All right.
That's exactly what he said.
Exactly.
Verbatim.
All right, so let's get the games going. Dark Soul, if you could bring back up your Soul Forge, and let's get this thing rolling.
Yeah, a quick question. How do you spell Vengevine? I'm to challenge them.
Oh, that's right. It's threes.
It's with
like,
threes. Yeah.
Instead of
Okay,
E's,
so-
it's threes.
So VENGE or 3.
It's V3ng3vin3.
And all one word.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So that's my bad. Actually, I misspelled his name in a hurry. I forgot he had a cooler name. So we're gonna fix it right now.
I'll bring it back up. Can you see me okay?
No, I mean I see your lovely face, but I don't see your soul.
Oh, you see my lovely face. Oh gosh.
Wow.
Let's see here. How's that? Is that good?
No.
Still face.
Still.
We can just broadcast that though if it comes down to it.
We don't need no stinking board. Here's Dark Soul's face.
Oh boy. Is that? All right. Try
Maybe if you
this.
reshare or something, that will fix it.
Yeah. Did that work? Resharing it?
No.
Still
Oh.
face.
Still just your face.
That no.
Nope. Still
Oh,
your
my
face.
Lord. All right. Last one.
All right. The forge is going very well today.
I know. How's that?
Technical side is always perfect.
That is still your face.
Are you serious?
I am.
Am I just the biggest amateur that the world's ever known?
Oh.
That's right, you already top level broadcast today.
Yeah, this one's my fault though. We can everyone on the stream can they can call for my head. It'll be okay.
Let's see. Maybe you should leave the call and I'll reinvite you. See if that fixes it.
Yeah, I actually just reset SoulForge, so we'll check
Okay.
that first. I
Let's
guess.
try that.
Okay, sure.
Let's see here. Screen share. And is that good?
It is not.
No,
yeah,
I see
yeah.
face.
All right, call me back. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, no problem.
Not a problem.
All right.
If you could leave the call, though, that'd be good. I'm not really sure how to make you leave the call.
All right. Let me get out of here.
There you go. Perfect.
All right, and he
All right,
should
we
be.
finally got rid of him. It was
right?
working the whole time. We just wanted to get rid of him.
That was Tanagara's plan the whole time.
Yeah. Let's see. Now where the heck is he? All right. Let's add him back here. There's never any problems on the forge.
Never.
Oh, he's back. We didn't have to reinvite him.
There we
He
go.
came back on his own.
All right, is that back?
Yeah. Now I see your. Oh, I saw your camera for a moment.
Oh
Now it's-
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just do some sharing and hopefully it'll
that
all
good?
be golden.
Bingo! I see it.
Yay!
I see it.
Oh,
Hold
it's a
on.
miracle. A Christmas miracle, as it were.
All right, let me get out of here.
It is almost Christmas after all.
I know. I'm aware of that. It's actually almost Halloween, and my daughter is going to be. Try to guess who my daughter is going to be, Jake.
I'm gonna guess a princess named Elsa.
That is correct. So It
Wow.
was a tough one. It was a tough guess.
I nailed it one try.
One try is all you need with this breed of little gals.
Yep. Actually, you know what? Halloween is gonna be a lot of fun. We got a banana costume for the kitten.
Oh, that's cool. All right,
It's gonna
Vengevine,
be
we're waiting
amazing.
for you to accept the challenge or actually play your turn, and we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and let's get in this thing. All right. Oh, yeah, that's right. I should probably update the title to not be Brian playing.
Ah, yes. Today on the Forge, we have Face versus Robot Boys. That's matchup.
top shelf Forge today. All right, looks like we got a game, though. And not shockingly, he's playing the Flame Shaper.
Ooh,
Yep.
smart decision. I like that.
Yeah.
old first play. Just
I think if I'm Vengevine, I'm just double hitting Dark Shaper. I mean, a Deathweaver. Like, you don't have to worry about killing his guys. I think he's thinking about playing Frostmane to clog 2 lanes so he can Nether Shriek. But, I don't know. I think you can do crazy stuff with Shaper. If he hits a Suzy Q next turn and then busts the Deathweaver, he may just win outright.
yeah, that does do some insane openings.
Yeah, because Dark Soul's looking to get player level 2, player level 3 even. I think Vengevine could beat him player level 1. Except for the fact that, looking at his list, he doesn't have Suzy Q in his list.
He's no Suzy Q. Oh, right, because he's NT. He's not like NA or something. Okay, right.
Yeah. I think even with NT...
Passed right over my head because I'm so used to playing Suzy Q right now with Tarsus. You remember that time, what was it, yesterday, I made a 15-16 Deathweaver on turn 2?
I don't, but I completely believe it.
Well, you conceded on the second turn.
Crazy,
so,
crazy.
Kind of think you'd remember it, but...
All right, so I think probably Ebon Skull here, and then let's see. There's no way to pact, so I suppose you just play the dragon. Pacting would be nice here, but that option does not look like it's available to him. I mean, he could, if he really wanted to, he could Static Shock the Shaper, attack Pact, but I don't really think you want to do that. Even though that actually, maybe that would have been the play, because then that Shaper's pretty darn big. Yeah, no, this may be the play.
Yeah, he's going for it, for sure.
Yep. I mean, get that Pact leveled. Maybe
what are you
empty
talking
lane
about,
it.
Tiny Grimes? Of course you're going to empty lane it.
There you go. 8-10 Shaper out of the
It's
gate.
not bad. It's not bad. It's not a 15-16 Deathweaver, but it's
Nope,
not
but
bad.
it's not too bad. There we go. And so Dark Soul is just sticking his plan. He's going to play the dudes that are going to win late game and try to absorb the damage. He hasn't had to absorb much yet.
He's actually winning on life until...
Yep. I think you do play Spite Mage here just to get it leveled, and then it's Pact. Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, I think he definitely wants Spite Mage. He's going to want to knock off a level 2 Shaper ASAP.
Yeah.
So.
Sure, and he's hoping to get a Deathweaver. Bam!
Boom! Deathweaver in the house.
And now Vengevine's looking good, and Dark Soul may have to veer away from his plan. I don't know. We'll have to see what he decides to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be some damage coming in.
The nice thing is the Ebon Skull's going to die on his own, so he doesn't have to worry about as much. But man, that Deathweaver.
Yes, 16 damage from now, the Ebon Skull's going to die.
And if you noticed, he didn't shock there intentionally. It wasn't an oversight. He didn't want it leveled. He wants to be able to chain it with his Shaper.
Dr. Tiny Grimes is learning all about the Shapers. 2 weeks ago, he would have said he forgot to shock.
I don't think so.
All
right. So he gets some pretty big guys.
Yeah, nice free trigger on the Doom Rider, too.
That's a pretty big board. And we've lost Dark Soul's board. I'm not sure what happened there. Hopefully we'll
it's
get
interesting because it looks like it's still shared, and the app is still here. It's just
kind
of crazy. There we go.
And he's got Shaper, too, so he's excited about that.
You can hear it in his voice. And the way he put it down on the board, you can see how excited he was.
He's going to burn out and then do 4 more to the Doom Rider, I'm guessing. And he's looking pretty good right now. All right, we're going to play the...
He's definitely happy about that turn.
Now what, Jake? What's the second play here? Do you Nether Shriek just to get a big Nether Shriek in front of Shaper, maybe?
No, you're being silly.
Do you play the Egg? Do you just play the Deathweaver?
You play the Deathweaver.
Yeah, I think he played the Deathweaver also. The Direhound's interesting because with Pact, loading him in the graveyards.
Yeah, he does go for the Direhound too. It's not a bad plan at all.
Yeah. I think I would have gone Deathweaver, but I'm behind Direhound as well. Oh wow!
Direhound would be my second choice.
This is not too shabby.
He's got so much combo. He's actually got too much combo.
Yeah, he really does. He could play, and this is why the new guy is so good with consistent. It's so much better than Master of Elements ever was because you're going to get the combo. I'm almost tempted to say in this deck you should not play Master of Elements just so it's more likely when you pull him, you pull the mega combo. Since he's consistent and you're definitely going to pull him, maybe that's worth it.
You're being silly.
Yep, I know.
If you pulled Master of Elements, it would still be for more creatures. So
No, just go all spells, Jake.
no, that's not gonna work.
Jake.
I promise you that will not work.
Jake. More spells. More spells.
More spells.
Alright. So I guess he's going to hit the Dire Hound to kill him. It does grow.
That's right, Math. He did shock. I know. I know what I'm talking about here. Tiny Grams can say what he wants, but
what?
You're a shocker. You don't hold your shocks.
Okay. This is not the hand Vengevine wants to see.
No, that's not a terribly happy hand. He's getting low on the life points.
I mean, he pretty much had this game. Like, if he puts out threats here, he pretty much has it. And instead he plays a bunch of shocks.
Not going to lie to you, that was a lot of static shocks.
That's an interesting choice. To block there. Is he going to double pact instead of playing? I think maybe he does. There's a lot of decent stuff. Having a level 1 Invoker is not that great. I don't know. It's an interesting call here.
Goes for the Pact. I think I'd go for Pact as well. Invoker is not that big of a... Oh, he has a free spell.
I think he's going to go Burnout to the face. Get it out of the deck.
Get it out of the deck? I like level
card.
Well,
we'll see.
He's only got one Shaper leveled.
Yeah, I think you leave the underleveled Spark, but I don't know. We'll see. He's going Spark, I think. Nope, he changed it. He's Burnout. Alright, and Vengevine does have a pretty good hand here. The problem is we're a little late in the player level to play Ebon Skull, thinking it's going to push the win. I think Doom Rider, Deathweaver is probably the answer here.
I definitely like
as well.
Doom Rider and Deathweaver. They're good cards.
Yeah, they're not cards. They're not bad cards to be stuck with.
Yeah, it's Tinygram's awfully greedy. Unsatisfied with his Deathweaver and Doom Rider
This is
hand.
pretty good. He gets to play 4 cards here because this consistent master who just keeps rolling around doing amazing stuff. Let's see, 7, 10, 11 he can do, so he can kill that Doom Rider outright, block the Deathweaver, and be in really good shape going forward.
You'd rather kill the Doom Rider than the Deathweaver,
Do you kill the Deathweaver in case he's got a big pact? That's really what the question comes down to. I'm kind of in favor of killing Doom Rider because he's so annoying when he grows, but maybe Deathweaver's the bigger threat here. He's checking to see how many packs have been leveled is my guess.
Yep.
I'm not sure how many. Is it 1 or 2? I don't think he got all 3 leveled.
No, he didn't get all 3.
It's a tough choice for him.
Going for the Doom Rider kill.
All right. We'll see if that ends up working out for him. Unfortunately, not
there
so
is
much.
a pack too, sitting in Vengevine's hand.
So this could be a huge play. If this comes up,
it can also be a complete dud because that's just how Varna's pack works.
Yeah, so he's going to play. It looks like the Dire Hound first, just to put yet another Dire Hound in the dead pile.
Sure. Yeah.
We have lost the game again. We now have a white screen from Dark Soul.
It's like a blue screen of death, only it's white.
There we go. It's back.
All right, so the Dire Hound comes down, and here comes the Pact.
What is he hitting? Okay, yep, that makes sense. To not lose the Deathweaver. You can block there. Gets 12-12.
Ooh,
oh, that's game. That's so
10 haste. Oh man.
Man, he made the wrong call there. If he'd hit the Doom Rider, I think he'd be in much better shape right now.
He did hit the Doom Rider, sir.
I mean, if he had left the Doom Rider. The problem is the Doom Rider would be pretty big then.
He would be pretty big because he'd grow off the kill. He'd grow off all the trades the next turn. You know, it's not a black and white situation.
Definitely. I think okay. Play him. The 2 spells kill the Spite Mage. I mean, he's still not dead. Actually, he's in really bad shape.
He's at 14 against a deck full of burn spells, though.
But his opponent does have pack 3. They can just empty lane 3 packs and pretty much go to work. In fact, doesn't the Barbarian come in and do 6 damage to somebody? So if you really wanted to, you could just bop him down, and he could block into, kill the Invoker, and then play Pact across the other 3 lanes. But it may be smarter just to play Ebonskull. I don't know. What do you think, Jake?
I think that I would Pact and see what happens, first of all.
Yep. I agree.
Yep, there's the shock into the Pact.
There we go. The triple Pact. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, free spell that he doesn't have.
That's a hand. That's going to be tough. Dark Soul does have the nut
Dark Soul
draw.
has a big 3.1. He
Yeah.
does. But I don't think it's going to be enough.
I don't either.
Math says he's dead.
So he's got 14 damage from the Shaper himself, which could kill the Deathweaver. The shock plus the burnout could kill the 8-10.
It's 10 more, and he could block the 14-11.
And he could be down to 1.
13, and pray that Vengevine has no damage at all.
I'm sure that is a viable strategy against a deck that has, let's see, 3 shocks. Oh, it only has 3 shocks, 2 burnouts as direct damage, but then 3 Spite Mages as well.
3 Spite Mages as well, that's right. And even a level 1 Spite Mage at that point would be lethal.
I think this might be the lowest amount of spells I've ever seen anyone run shock with in Vengevine's deck. He only has 11, and Nether Shriek isn't even a card that you can just always play. If you don't get it leveled, under-leveled, it's just terrible. So he basically has, like in a lot of games, just 5 spells to chain with Static Shock. Very interesting deck choice.
Interesting. It's a lot less than, I mean, I guess you can't say a lot less, but it's less than the industry standard 13 to 14.
Yeah. I like it. I like how you call it the industry standard.
That's what it is.
It is. I agree.
The Jake standard, even.
Oh, the Jake standard now. Now we're changing it. Okay. That's my bad.
Well, you know.
So this is the fun thing. Dark Soul's doing all the math here, right? So he's like, let's see. We got
Oh, yeah, there is Invoker math.
That. So Turkus is going to claim Shriek isn't bad under drop when you have Tarsus leveled. I guess. I mean, he's not a removal spell at that point. He's just a dude. And is that really the dude you want to be playing? Or would you rather play Doom Rider, Deathweaver, Dragon?
Is that the dude you need or the dude you deserve, you know?
What's up?
Nether Shriek is Batman, didn't you know?
Nether Shriek is what?
Batman.
Is Batman? I did not know Nether Shriek was Batman. Alrighty.
I said something funny based on what you said, but you know you were too busy being all snooty.
I'm being all snooty, huh? I like it. I'm snooty. Uh-oh. Is he gonna have left up too much? Let's see.
I think he.
Was there some math failings there?
I think he did the math as having one more spell because he's clearly needing one more Invoker trigger here.
That looks like a worst case scenario.
And
and
the
Dark Soul
concession.
agrees, and Dark Soul concedes.
Yep, there we go.
That did look really not great. Oops, he does not have 2 wins. He only has 1 win. All right, one win in the books.
Oh, 1-0. Quick as that.
Just like that.
The life total just couldn't make it into play level 3. 3.1 was as far as she went.
All right. That's all right. He was dead anyway. Doesn't matter what he did with the math. He was dead to everything.
Oh yeah, there was burnout in.
There was no way for him to
Vengevine's
kill
and we know
everything.
that. So, so even if he took, I think some worked out the minimum he could take was 8. He would be dead to that burnout. So.
Yep. All right, so bam, Deathweaver right out of the gate, always good. I'm a little bit shocked that Vengevine's not running Suzy Q. It's just so good with Deathweaver. I don't see how you don't run it. Like I would run it over Frostbane Dragon.
Tiny Guys would run it over his own child.
I would run over Nether Shriek, over Ebonskull. Like I'd run it over pretty much everything.
You run it over Deathweaver?
No, not over Deathweaver. So he Dire
So what
Hounds.
you're saying is
Exactly what he said his plan was going to be. And here I think we're going to see the Nether Shriek action going on. Yep. So we should see another Shriek unless Dark Soul decides to play a bunch of spells, which we know he doesn't want to play. Does he go Pact? I think he goes Pact here because he either gets a Direhound or a Deathweaver.
Yeah, either of which is okay. It's either going to be a 7/8 or it's going to be a Direhound.
See, I think I would block because your goal is to be a late game.
Yeah, the problem with playing so much of this early is he's passing on an Invoker and Master of Elements this turn, and I realize they're not as important as Shaper. But you know, he has to make it to late game, and he also has to have the right card level when he gets there.
Yeah, I think he plays Invoker Pact here, but I certainly can understand the theory.
There's the double Direhound, so he's gonna knock off the dragon and prevent the egg.
The Deathweaver though, trying to do the double Deathweaver and kill that. But I guess that works. He won't get an egg, so now he doesn't have to fear another Shriek as much. To be honest, he doesn't really have any cards on the table that fear another Shriek anyway. So.
Well, it's going to kill a Direhound, yeah.
Okay, so what do we have here? I say Doom Rider, and I say Pact. I mean, there's about 10 Direhounds in a 5-card graveyard, so Pact feels like the right play again. It's you either get a big Deathweaver, a big Dragon, or a giant Direhound, all of which are fantastic.
I mean, there's some Direhounds in the graveyard.
Yeah, this definitely has shifted into a Pact game. As soon as there become a plethora of Direhounds, you just have to stop what you're doing and go, wait, this is a Pact game now. Cool, got it.
Well, and once one side starts doing it like that, the other side's packs get better.
Yeah.
Like, you don't only improve your own packs, you improve the other guy's packs.
And then you have to. It really forces their hand. So I think it works out better for Vengevine because this is his game plan.
Dragon. That's kind of hilarious.
And it sort of forces Dark Soul off of his game plan. Interesting. He didn't want to Pact or block him first.
He misplayed as an homage to Tiny.
I saw that. I think he misspelled homage as an homage to me as well.
He did. Looks more like a French word,
See, I don't understand this play. Why did he battle first? Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, Dark Soul finds the Shapers at the very end.
Oh wow, yeah, that'll be good.
That actually catches them up big time.
We're gonna see another Pact, Shock Pact.
Oh my god!
I'm not sure Dark Soul is going to be able to handle this. To be honest, this might be just too much. All right.
He has a talent for pacting into dragons, apparently.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, there comes the block. Level 2 Shapers. I don't know. That puts Dark Soul in a much better position than he was one turn ago.
Yeah, certainly. If his opponent didn't have a double Pact 2 to start the player level.
Good lord.
Although maybe that's good because he would almost rather they came now than later in the player level when they could be like Deathweaver 2s he was pulling back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're looking at the silver lining there, but that's really not that bad. Like, it's bad, but it could be substantially worse. I guess.
Well, that's 5 lanes to 0, though.
Yeah. 5 lanes of decent stuff is still 5 lanes.
I mean, they're not huge, but
and
5 lanes to 0 is not the place you want to be.
I'm not sure if Dark Soul's doing something. I don't think so. It looked like he was dragging Burnout. Alright, so Burnout him, and then he's Pacting. And the Pact Wars continue. The Pact Wars begun, they have. Alright.
Yeah, it's not Ulf in English, it's spelled with 1 M.
Yep. Alright. Now that we have the correct spelling of homage nailed down, we're ready.
Hey, that's an important fact
it's
to
important
have.
element of the show. Alright, so is he going to discard Doom Rider, or is he going to overwrite that dragon in 3? Yep, that seems like the way.
Overwrite, yeah.
Alright, now he's got the turn, though. Shaper, into New Master, into whatever that card is called again that I can't see.
This is kind of a slam dunk turn here, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he really got it all here.
yeah. He actually has one invoker too many in this hand.
Yeah, he really does. So who's he going to hit with the 4? He has to be careful, remembering that that Doom Rider is going to move around whenever he's doing his math, which can be challenging. Okay, so he's just going to do the 4.
That's pretty serious. He just kills the Doom Rider.
Yeah, I think we've seen... Has he seen all 3 of his packs now, this player level already?
Believe so.
Saw at least 2. So if he's seen 3, leaving the Deathweaver really is not a problem.
No, I mean,
Right.
they're not that far away from player level 3. The Deathweaver, more important that they're leveled. He's going to play this one for sure. Yep, here it comes.
Now what's he going to do? Doom Rider? Nope. Dragon. Probably the right play there. And he's just empty laning. Filling lanes, setting up Nether Shrieks and such. Just pushing damage. Alright. Wow. Not the hand Dark Soul wanted to see. But he does have... Actually, it's not too bad because both of them trigger. So he'll be able to do 8 to something. So he could go like, do all 8 to the Deathweaver, block the Shaper in 5, and spark it. The problem is it leaves the Deathweaver in 4, so you probably want to spark that one.
Well, I mean, at the same time, your opponent has no packs left.
Yeah, but I mean, we're moving along to player level 3. I mean, the 6/8 Flame one's no biggie.
It's going to be attacking next turn, is the thing, the Deathweaver. So he will be able to just block next.
Okay, so he doesn't want his opponent to get a level 2 dragon, which is reasonable.
Yeah.
But man, leaves him with a pretty big board.
I think this is the right call because that egg would pop immediately as well.
Yeah,
so
it very well may be the right call. It's just it's a pretty terrifying board to be staring down.
It's hurting Tiny Grimes.
22 immediate damage, plus whatever he plays to bolster it.
I know. I mean, that's half his life. So.
And if he wanted to, he could have just played the Barbarian there and taken out that guy. I think that's how I would have done it.
That's a fairly big Nether Shriek.
I gotta admit, that Nether Shriek is ginormous. So maybe that was the play. Oh, then he draws like a jump. But you never know. The Varnus Pact. It could be anything. So I think you go like Direhound first, taking out that Deathweaver 2 to try to set up an amazing Varnus Pact. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of toast, though. I mean, this Varnus Pact. I don't even know what this Varnus Pact has to be, but it has to be greatness in a bottle.
It could be amazing.
It's not. It's
that's not bad.
not. I mean, it's fine, but it doesn't do enough. He takes 12, and then if his opponent has anything like, say, Deathweaver Pact 3, perhaps, that'd be pretty good.
You can't prove that he has that. I refuse to look at my other screen.
I refuse to look. Oh, Vengevine. Crushing face. Man, those packs just won that game. Holy cow. That double 2.1 pact, Dark Soul could just never quite recover from that.
It was brutal. I'm very glad that I picked the winning horse so far out of the two NT decks.
Yeah, I mean, this really has not gone
my
Dark Soul's
personal
way.
decision.
We're even going to give him the 2 right now. Like, he's
Whoa!
already got it.
Whoa! Oh, and there's the concession.
He's got it.
I mean, it's tough to make a comeback when you're staring down 5 lanes of leveled creatures with nothing on board, and you're at like 20 life.
Yeah, I mean that
What are
was
you
a tough
gonna do?
one. I'm not really sure what Dark Soul is supposed to do about that kind of game. If your opponent does double 2.1 pact, you're kind of boned unless you had a big lead, and he didn't. It was really a back and forth game at that point because he's playing the late game deck, trying to just kind of hang on, and then it's like blah. Oh, okay, I'm dead. Cool.
You see, they need to add that sound effect to the game.
That could
When
be
you
the
do that.
Varnus Pact.
Blah! Yeah,
That's
right.
All over the board.
And it gets bigger with each level. So like it's just a little bit at level 1. But exactly.
Maybe next week on the Forge we can have sound effects for every card.
Oh yeah, that is a live feed of me. Tinygrams has a video. I have a video. There's a camera pointed at me right now.
Yep.
You know,
He doesn't move much.
we roll it live.
That is a live feed, by the way. See, there's
Yep.
Jake's hand. Bro.
I'm waving right now.
Fact, I think Jake needs a hat. Jake, put on a hat, okay?
All right, I'm going to put on a hat.
Nice hat.
Thank you. I agree. It's a very nice hat.
All right, I kind of missed something. So what happened there? What was Vengevine's second? Okay, what the? I've never seen anyone play a barbarian under-leveled or on-level. Completely ruins the card. What else did he have in his hand? That's bizarre.
He had Shock, Pact, Burnout.
I would have rather discarded Pact. Or
I also would have rather discarded Pact, I think.
I think discard Pact's the play there. Oh well.
I mean, I know that's not ideal, but
It's better than that.
I mean, what's the upside of playing the 3/3 and messing up your graveyard with that guy early? You know,
Yep.
not that he's bad later on. He's not a bad thing to have coming back later, but
Dark Soul did get, exactly what he wants to do.
yeah, I mean, for sure, Targus puts it in the graveyard, but I'd rather have the Pact level personally.
Vengevine, responding by leveling a Spite Mage in a way that Dark Soul certainly doesn't mind. He's like, okay, let's trade 1-for-1 with my late game deck. It's on.
Right.
This is perfect for him. You got all three of the consistent masters leveled. Is that his second Shaper leveled?
Second Shaper, yep.
Yeah, he's really on his way. This game's looking to be quite a bit different than the last game. In fact, I'm not... I guess you do... Well, we'll talk about it when we get there, but... Alright, so for Vengevine, Ebon Skull doesn't look great here. I mean, do you just go, like, Shriek? It'll at least be reasonably big. Or do you level the Spite Mage?
I think level Spite Mage is
Yeah,
probably better.
level Spite Mage. One Shriek and a Spite Mage.
You can still do a Shriek, yeah. I mean, Shriek's not bad.
Yep. That seems reasonable. Get your removal threats leveled. And here we go. So, I think he has to play Shock Pact. Maybe Shock Lance is better. Just clear the board. Okay, he's definitely pacting if he did it that way. And no
Definitely
Shock
pacting.
rules.
And, sir, he's
you got the
not
Spite
shocking.
Mage.
That's exactly when you want to draw it, you know?
I know, that was like a miraculous turn there.
Absolutely.
So he would probably see Pact, Doom Rider. He could have alternatively gone Dire Hound first, then Pact to try to get a Doom Rider. Alright. Level 2 not working out for Dark Soul, quite how he drew it up.
Yeah, I think this is probably a sign, right? This is a sign from the Soulforged gods saying, Dark Soul, you should have played Bin Bin.
No, it's a sign saying he should have played Rage of Cadras.
Yeah.
So I'm not
And
sure
Bin Bin.
that would have helped him at all. So the question is, does he play Dire Hound here or not? I'm not sure he does, because his opponent is playing more Varna's packs.
Yeah, definitely plays into that, but at the same time, he needs to catch up on this board. He can't just
he
let
might sort of have to.
He's going for the spells here.
He can play Dire
Right
Hound
Screen
in
of Death.
one. Why is it? Okay. I don't know what he did, but he wiped the board. He did not Dire Hound. He just played spells.
Yeah, he just played spells, wiped the board.
Yep. Alright. Spite Mage comes down, kills him. Dark Soul doesn't mind because that's not the guy he was worried about. He's just going to double Shaper.
Yeah, double
let's do
Shaper
this.
coming down.
Now
Looking for a
he's gonna-
big explosive turn next
Yep.
turn.
Oh my goodness, and he got it. Oh, he didn't, because Pact is not a spell. Oh, that's cruel. Oh, the humanity.
Inhumanity.
That works out very well. Is he gonna burn him out? I think he's gonna burn out one of the shapers. It's
I
just
think shock burnout.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
too much to leave.
Hand doesn't do a lot else anyway, so
Yeah, leaving
Yeah, here it
two
comes, here
shapers
it
up
comes.
is really dangerous.
asking for it. All right, the biggest difference here though is Dark Soul has 90 life. Halfway
Yeah.
through level 2.
I think Dark Soul wins this one. I'll be kind of surprised if he loses. Because he can just block.
Bold call from the Tiny Grimes.
He can just block the
Let's do
Doom
that.
Rider. He's gonna have to play like Invoker first. Yeah, if he plays Invoker and hits the Doom Rider, he can nullify him, then battle, and then play the other one and spark the face, I guess. Because you can't kill that Dire Hound or Doom Rider moves over is the problem. So we'll see how he decides to do it.
I think he's going to do it exactly like that.
Yeah, I mean, he could have even have just spark the Doom Rider and hit him with his damage, which would have killed him. I think that might have been better. Then he would have had another guy on the board.
Yep, that's true.
That works as well. Alright, he's got all the removal. The Nether Shriek and the Spite Mage. Like I said, I made the prediction that I thought Nether Shriek was often going to come down in spots where it wouldn't be able to do much. It's pretty much been the whole game.
Well, I mean, it gets better the more Varnus packs you have leveled, because then you're able to actually keep, a half full board, or
Yeah.
potentially even a full board. But
I think you just take off the Shaper and one with the Spite Mage, and then Varnus Pact. I think that would be my play. I think his only hope is a Monster Varnus Pact. I don't think anything short of that will allow him to win this game. He is, although they might look like they're close, he is losing badly right now. You do not want to go to level 3 against a Shaper deck unless you like taking like 40 to the face.
yeah, if you do like taking 4 to the face, then, go ahead. That's your man.
Then you're in the perfect spot.
You are in the right place.
Let's see, what does he do? Varnus Pact.
Well, he must be packing if he already played the...
That's okay. It was a late game play. He's just playing for level 3 now. Is Dark Soul going to Varnus Pact as well? Yep. And then I imagine, play him, Flame Lance, more damage, and then just battle.
Take some free damage, level the Flame Lance,
And man, Dark Soul is just crushing this.
boom city.
And look at Vengevine. Well, he got his Varnus Pact too, so we'll see if he can do something
Ooh.
crazy. Something crazy.
I'm not feeling it. There's a lot of trash in the dead pile.
Yeah, that's a totally
and
different
there's
graveyard.
no
than the last
Death
game.
Weavers, so...
I think Dark Soul played this one better, not necessarily by choice, but by not playing Dire Hounds. He doesn't give his opponent those crazy outs with Pact.
Yeah, the Dire Hound really set up Benjamin last game.
Yeah, I'm thinking in this matchup, though Dire Hound looks like he's good because he helps you not lose, I think he helps you lose. Alright, so he's thinking, what am I going to do here? Am I going to Ebon Skull in like 5 to make sure I kill something and then Pact? I'm not sure what the answer is, to be honest. I'm not sure what the way out is, because just blocking doesn't do that much. Because then you're just stalling into a situation where he just murders you. And we lost our screen again. It's back. Come on, Pact. Do something amazing. Bring Vengevine back in this. That is far from amazing. He does let him shock though now for free.
Ooh,
And get
free
a
shock.
trigger. It's kind of humorous.
And get Invoker trigger. That is rather humorous.
Didn't see that coming.
He's like, yeah, I heard Flame Shaper decks are good. I think I'll play one.
But his opponent now does have some reasonable stuff. Not the crazy good level 3, but that consistent guy is annoying. Alright, so he's going to play... Looks like Burnout, and then probably Shock, Spark 2 would be my guess.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting question.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Well, see, the thing is, Tiny Grabs, if he levels those to 3, those can never trigger a Shaper again.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so he keeps them on 2, puts his other cards, like, they accomplish the same thing. But now he's got 4 level 2 spells instead of 2 level 1s.
I'm not sure he needs to play player level 4, though. I feel like he can win this in player level 3.
Why wouldn't he, though? There's no downside.
I mean, the downside is not killing the 10-4.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. I mean, it ends up being slightly relevant because his hand is garbage.
Yeah.
But, you know, odds are it makes no difference.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. The interesting thing is he doesn't have to level the Spite Mage anymore. So, I'm not... He needs to actually measure, like, is this a good spot for him? It might be better just to go Barbarian in 1. To be honest, I don't even know how much damage Barbarian does. I'm going to guess 9.
That's what you're going to guess, eh?
And then he'll Pact and Pray. I mean, he really is
Just
on the
I'm
Pact and
guessing
Pray
things
plan.
up in here.
The Pact and Pray plan is his main plan in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, Pact and Pray gets a lot better if you have Death Weavers level alongside
Oh,
it.
man, that's just terrible. It actually wipes all the stuff out, so it works fine, but it doesn't give him a presence. So he doesn't want to play reactively. He wants to establish a board.
Got to get that presence on the board.
Yeah, especially with his next hand. If he had had a presence on the board, he would be doing much better. So Dark Souls looking through his draw pile going, how come I'm not seeing any good cards? What's the deal here?
Where's these Shapers?
I could have sworn I had some Shapers in this here deck.
I really thought I had some Shapers.
Alright, so he's going to Pact. I think I would have Flame Lanced that guy first and then Pact. Just to have a better shot at a good card that would let him play another spell.
Yeah, maybe. He really didn't want that guy, though. He really wanted a Flame Shaper. Ideally, so.
Yeah, I agree, but there's such a huge amount of awfulness in the graveyard. I think putting one more decent guy in first probably would have behooved him. All right.
Behooved him.
That's right.
I disagree. I think he should have done the way he did.
All right, so this is where if he had had a board presence plus this Doom Rider, he wins.
Boom.
Instead,
It's
this
still pretty
game
ball
is
game.
just dragging along because Dark Soul can't find his threats. This is the worst for him.
Oh, wait. Okay, hang on now. So a turn ago, you didn't think it was important that Dark Soul play for player level 4. But now the game is just dragging along.
Well, I didn't know he was going to have 2 whiffed turns in a row.
I was just saying. Just saying.
All right.
There's a plan for that kind of business.
Yeah, I guess.
Doesn't have a second spell to combo here, which is...
I know, it's just all going horribly for him. This is like the one game where things were going right. Things have really fallen apart. All right, and then he's going to shock, and
Take that free shock. Oh, yeah.
he's setting up to trade off the board. His opponent, though, has Fallen's Pact 3. So, luckily, it's not the same graveyard as last game, or the game would be over right now. But we'll see what he gets. This is really an
It's
up in
still
the air
some
luck
business. Yeah.
shot. See what he gets. And garbage. Oh, Spite Mages everywhere. The downside of leveling Spite Mages to take out your opponent's under-leveled garbage guys is the whole graveyard is under-leveled garbage.
No trigger on them either.
Oh my goodness. Just awfulness. Wow. Yeah, like, Vengevine could have just outright won the game there, and instead, you got a womp womp. Now we get another
Womp
bad
womp.
pact. This is like the worst string of pacts
Pack
I think I've
City.
ever seen.
Backpack City.
Well, I mean, at least he can play like a Master 1 and get a trigger if he really wants it. That's even worth it. Not even sure it is. Is it better just go Invoker 2 here?
I don't think a free trigger is bad here, actually.
I'm not sure.
No, it kills the Bizarre Spite Mage too, instead of taking 10 next turn.
Yeah, I guess. It might just be
You can only
better,
take
though.
10 so many times, you know.
Is it better just to have Invoker on the board, though? I don't know.
I don't think so. I
That
don't
way.
think Invoker is particularly good.
That seems good. Sets up a trade of most everything. We can do more packs. If I were Vengevine, I might consider just going like Deathweaver, Hound, just to start trying to put some stuff in that graveyard to offset it. But it just might be too late.
No. It's way too late.
So you're just gonna go the random shot of Pact and knowing it's
You
gonna
just
be
gotta
awful.
go pretty much. I mean, what do you do? There's 100 guys in the dead pile at this point.
But if you Hound, you can take out that Shaper before it can actually get value.
Oh, I'm not saying you shouldn't hound. I'm saying any relevance it has on the dead pile is long
okay.
gone.
That's fair. Yeah, this has been a weird game. Pact has just really been nightmarish.
Yeah, for sure. Dark Soul finally hit his hand here.
Yeah, I definitely would have played Deathweaver over that Pact. At least it would have helped your future packs. But he's got the pack levels. So now he's pacting still. I think I might go Shaper 3, Shock, Burnout, and just very nearly kill him even. In fact, would that have killed him? 14, 21,
No, it was
29 you could have done. Instead of
wasn't
getting
lethal.
a terrible pact.
And, well, the thing is, he wanted to lead those as level 2s because he's about to roll over the level.
He just did low
And
roll
he's
over.
going to... That's my point. If he leveled those, they'd be unable to trigger Shaper.
No, that was
for all the rest of the
4.1
game.
when he did that.
Oh, that was 4.1?
Yeah, I think that was the play. I think he should.
Yeah,
have
I would have the damage that, especially because you're still going to have Shaper 3 on the board.
Yeah,
Like, he'd be able to kill him now.
yeah, he would have won here. I think he still wins probably next turn without problem, but yeah, the game should be over. All right, we do have though Pact 3 into Pact 2 to continue the nonsense that is awful Varna's packs. I feel like this game is a PSA against always playing Varna's pack. Like, you actually do have to look at the board state and say spot until that happens. And now he gets a free Varna's pack from the wow. I'm not sure why he didn't shock before. That's kind of mysterious.
Well, he can still shock.
Not if he wants to have the pack be... Well, I guess he can. He can go shock.
He can still shock.
Shriek. But a lot of stuff could have happened there.
In fact, with that Flames, yeah.
Alright, see what he gets. He gets shock, pact, shriek if he wants it.
He does? Say what now?
Yeah, because the... oh, never mind. Pact is not
Yeah.
a Tempe spell.
There you go, sir. There you
Pact
go.
is not a Tempe spell.
Tiny Grimes slowly learns how to play Soulforge.
Yeah, I
You know,
keep
he gets
forgetting
there
the
one
new
step at a
master.
time.
The new master is a little more restrictive than the old. And Pact is garbage. But that one Pact, he finally had a good Pact. A pretty high luck shot Pact, too. There aren't many good threes. He basically got them all. And now Dark Soul actually might lose the game that should already be over if he doesn't
He's
get
down
that
the
Pact.
5 lines. Oh, there comes that Cinderbound Barbarian.
Oh.
Vengevine put him to the graveyard.
I'm not sure that's going to be enough to save him, though. You can burn out that Doom Rider off of the 10-7 guy. Ooh. He's choosing
There's
that.
Invoker coming down. He's got a lot of life. He's at 57 life.
Interesting. I think I would have been tempted to block in 5 with the consistent guy and then maybe burn out the face. He somehow got to play it anyway. I don't even know what's happening. Oh, he got it off the Pact. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I still might have played the other guy, but Invoker might just be better to have on the board. Another Pact 3. Can Vengevine do it again? Can he get lucky again?
Does the dead pile clear each player level? Heck no.
That pile's getting a little bit better. Until... Oh, nope, you got another Doom Rider 3. Oh my god.
Boom.
What a comeback. Oh, and it's over, I think. Well, maybe that's
There's
too
one
early of a
free spell
declaration.
here off of a Flame Sculptor.
The problem is he has to be really careful that he battles first.
You know,
is
if he had
unfortunate.
Rage of Kadras in his deck, this game would be over.
Oh my
Just point
goodness!
that
Yeah.
out.
Wow. Yeah, Rage here for free off of one of these guys. Holy mackerel!
Oh yeah, and then they die. Like
Ball game.
you do 18 to the lane and attack for 18 with a level 1 Rage, and you know.
All right. Let's see what we got
Actually,
here.
it wouldn't work out that well because the other Doom Rider, this giant, would hop around. But
Yeah, this is what's frustrating. He really has to figure out the math with the Doom Rider moving.
yeah,
'Cause if he attacks first, then you can't spark to kill the little guys. It's actually kind of rough.
all right. So the Doom Riders go nuts.
Oh, wow. He let the Doom Riders move, huh?
Well, I mean, what's he gonna do? He's gotta,
I think he had to kill that one. The 1821.
and now he kills him. No problem. There we go.
Oh, well, that'll work. Was I,
He wait. What
wasn't
did
I
you
one
think he was
second ago
doing?
saying, like, oh, he's going to lose?
You were, yeah.
Yeah, that might have been incorrect.
Yeah, Tiny Grimes, you know,
He's a little clueless.
he's not big on the knowing when he can kill his opponent.
Lethal. What's lethal? Alright, player level 2, 1, player win. What is going on here?
All right, so the comeback begins. Dark
That's
Soul
right.
now has
It's
a point.
on. It's on now, baby. For some reason the 1 is not showing up. That's great. That was the craziest game I've seen in a while.
Yeah, not gonna lie, that game was a little bit absurd.
Yeah. For sure. I don't even really know what to make of it. It was
Z6
madness.
says, I like how Tiny had no idea what even happened here.
Yeah, apparently I was so overwhelmed I didn't even know what was happening.
Yep.
All right. The Doom Riders, I like Hans's comment. Lethal is the thing other people do to you. Well played, Hans. Well played. Alright, so he was forced to use a spell there.
Yep.
And we're back to this whole Nether Shriek against, with an empty board, not ever getting to see the board.
I mean, hey man, all you gotta do is get lucky. All you gotta do is have the stones to put that shriek
I
down
don't think you do.
on
I
an
think
empty
you Ebon
board.
Skull here.
and hit your opponent's creature.
Wow, he's going for it. I think I would have Ebon Skull, open lane, do some work, and instead he gets a 4/4 shriek. But he gets a level.
He hasn't practiced his shrieking enough, I think, because he missed right there.
Dark Soul kind of... What's in the dead pile? I don't even remember now. He's got a Varnus Pact. I missed the first plays. I think there's a Doom Rider in the dead pile, maybe?
There was a Doom Rider,
That's not bad.
perhaps.
I think I would go for that.
There he is.
And there's the Doom Rider.
So this time Doom Rider has switched allegiance and now plays for Dark Souls team.
Exactly. And Flame Lance on the dragon looks pretty good. He doesn't get the egg to populate the board. A
Yeah,
lone
I mean,
shriek
level up
is...
spells. But
not
what are you
too
going to do if you draw 4-5 spell hand? Like,
Yeah,
level
exactly.
spell.
You're just going to not play cards? I mean, it's a possibility.
You know,
I don't think I've seen it. All right. I think if I'm Vengevine, I'm just dire hounding every chance I get. Let's just get some good stuff in the discard pile so that the game doesn't devolve into bad packs. Although, how many packs has he played? Because his opponent has played one.
well, he packed it back to Doom Rider. I believe that's the only pack that Dark Soul has played.
I'm talking about Vengevine. How many has he played? Has he played any?
I don't believe he's packed it yet.
Ooh,
I could
if he
be
hasn't
wrong.
packed it, then maybe Dire Hound is not the right answer. All right. Let's see. Dark Souls. I think Dark Soul packs here. I mean, I know Master Invoker is good, but Dead Pile's looking pretty good this game. It might be worth it just to start packing. What do you think, Jake? Because the usual play here is Invoker Master Don't Think. I'm not sure it's right in this spot.
I think I'd level the good cards here. Don't level the pact. If you want to be leveling packs, you should, as your primary plan, you need to be playing the Necrim core deck.
Just play a
plus
different
whatever
deck.
your outreach is. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think if he's going to play the Shaper package, he needs to maximize that.
Mm-hmm. The question is, with his build, the question becomes, how flexible should you be? Should you adjust to the state of the graveyard, or should you just play your game occasionally pacting? And I'm not really sure what the answer to that is. I think the answer is to pact more if the graveyard allows for it, but the graveyard is actually devolving pretty quickly, as it now has Spite Mages, it has Masters of Elements underleveled, so it's becoming worse relatively fast, especially if neither player plays level 2 cards. Alright, so we're going to go probably see...
I mean, he's going to pack this turn, of
exactly.
course. But
pack 2, the consistent guy. Probably consistent guy in 1. Actually, maybe not. I'm going to have to pack first.
1 is probably his burnout target if he's
Yeah.
if he's burnouting.
Yep. And that's probably the way to go.
That is an awful pact.
That's... I guess now he can still
I guess
shock,
it's not
burn
awful,
out,
but
kill him.
Well, does he want to shock? Is the question.
I think he does. I think that works out for him.
He has 1 Shaper leveled. I don't think he wants to shock.
Oh, that's too bad. I disagree. I think he would pull the Doom Rider off here. But he
Sure,
doesn't.
you burn out it.
He doesn't.
Yeah. Well, it'll die on. It'll die in
3/3
combat.
anyway.
Yeah.
As long
I
as he doesn't
definitely
get die
don't
around.
shock there. Well, and if it does, whatever. He'll pick it up next turn. He takes 6. He's got lots of life.
I think here you
Not
go
wor-
Dragon, Empty Lane, Nether Shriek. The problem with that play is you really do kind of want to get that Spite Mage leveled. So maybe you go Spite Mage 5, Nether Shriek. I don't know, I'm a little bit torn on that one.
He's going with the dragon. I like the dragon.
I think I
And
do too.
a nice Drake comes down.
Yep. The dead pile gets a little bit better. Wow, have we seen him play a single Deathweaver? I don't think so. Not this game.
I don't think so.
Wow,
Not this time. He's playing playing it a little bit different this time. Going for a different subset of cards here.
I'm not sure about that. I think he just hasn't seen Deathweavers.
Well, he didn't play Deathweaver last game either. So, I mean, he hasn't not drawn a single Deathweaver in 2 games. So,
All right, seems like the right approach. Oh, I'm a little surprised to see him shocked there. It makes sense that he can trade him, but he just can move out of the way if he wants and go kill the Doom Rider. And so I'm not really sure I understand.
ooh, there's some dragons coming down.
Yeah, I think I like
This is turning into a problem really fast for Dark Soul.
Yeah, it really is. With a Doom Rider, I'm not even really sure what you do as your second play. Maybe you go Direhound first, shrink that Invoker, then overwrite with Doom Rider in 4. It leaves an Invoker 1 on the table, which is kind of annoying, but it leaves you with a really good shot to have those eggs pop. But then that plan does pass on Deathweaver, which is really hard to justify.
I don't think I would hound the Flame Break. Even if he wants to kill the Frostman Egg in front of the Flame Break right now, it forces him to play a spell next turn.
Yeah. Maybe it's a good idea just to burn out on the Invoker.
Wait, why? No, the Invoker doesn't matter. You can leave the Invoker there, is my point.
The point is that if he kills the Invoker, it's pretty hard to kill that egg. He has to basically
but the egg doesn't matter that much. It's not worth burning out in this guy just to have the 5/6 dragon pop.
I guess you're right. It is a level 1 dragon.
Yeah,
Probably just ignore him.
And by leaving it there, he still is forced to play a spell next turn if he wants to kill that
Sure.
with the Invoker attack plus it.
It'd be nice to see a Deathweaver leveled, but Vengevine has too many cards on the board, making it difficult.
Mr. Roboto, Dark Soul SP took Game 3 to grab a point in this best of 5 series. And
Yeah,
get
which
back
is
in
not
range.
displaying.
It's
Oh,
not
it is displaying
no.
actually. It's just beneath everything.
Oh, I see.
There it is. It's back.
All right.
Nice. Give him one right there. Cool.
All right, here we go. He did shrink the flame break and just overwrite the egg.
All right.
So Shaper comes down.
There we go. Now we're in business. Yep. So we have the Shaper 2. Now what?
So unless he plays Direhound, he's getting a trigger off Flame Shaper. So he's definitely playing a Tempest card, I think.
Yeah. So what?
I imagine.
The nice thing is, the 4 kills the dragon. Yep. So you can take out the egg.
Yeah.
Kill the dragon. Basically trade everything but the Doom Rider, who is going to be enormous.
The Doom Rider's going to be a rather large fellow.
I mean, he may just win the game with that Doom Rider. Look at him. Just dancing around like he don't care. Hey, I think
Don't
take
care
out the
about
Shaper
nothing.
here. Whether it's with Spite, Major, Hound, Shaper has to die. I think I would Hound, because you can go Hound in 2, kill Shaper in 5, and then play Deathweaver.
I like this better because, yeah, you don't want the Doom Rider to take 7 here.
Ah, that's true.
Is the main thing. You want to hit through for 15. Yep. You don't want to weaken that Doom Rider.
Yep.
He doesn't have straight up removal. He has damage based removal. So the HP on that Doom Rider is huge. And here we have Dark Soul staring again in a 5 spell hand.
Boy, that's a real desperation play. If
I mean that's buying time. But see, this is the thing right here. All he needed was time. Yeah. Now he's got the cards.
Right, if
big hand.
had a monster 3.1, he might have been able to take over the game, even despite a good hand from Dark Soul, but he just doesn't. He has just a terrible hand. Let's see.
Yeah, one of these things is not like the other.
Here we go. The random luck shot on the Varna's Pact.
Boom.
Oh, well.
That's not bad.
Yep, not terrible.
Keeping the life total close.
And then here we go.
Except that the hammer is about to fall.
Flame Shaper Master with probably a Flame Lance to boot, which is going to be enough to kill Doom Rider without overwriting, but he decides, screw that, I'm just going to overwrite and kill him that way. And again, now he probably has to battle first before doing triggers so that the Doom Rider doesn't grow just too large.
Yeah, he's got to take some damage.
He only has to take 11 to do it, so it's not that bad.
Yeah. And the trigger will pick up the Sculptor.
Yeah.
And now it's just Flame Shaper 3 on board against the Direhound.
Things
only
are
down 10 life. That's not a bad spot. That's not a bad spot at all.
And he's left with probably having to do a Varna's Prey. Oh, Soulforged gods, please don't leave me in the cold with the wailing and the gnashing of the teeth. No, why did you do this to me?
That's not a happy Varna's Pact.
And that's probably going to be ball game. Like, that's just...
It's not the worst because he gets the Doom Rider over, but...
yeah. I mean, what does Bolt do? 10, 17, and a Varna's Pact 3 if he wants it. Or he could just play Invoker. Like, he's got a lot of different plays here.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I think you probably have to Varna's Pact, right? After you kill Doom Rider, like, you wipe the board, then Varna's Pact, maybe get a Shaper 3 or a Doom Rider 3 and win off of it.
But probably get complete garbage.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
Probably. But I think that's how you have to do it. He doesn't. He moves him over so that Flame Shaper doesn't die.
I like this better, yeah.
I'm not sure I like it. I think you have to assume it's going to die next turn anyway.
Sure, but you make him put something there.
Yeah.
The Doom Rider is handled for another turn.
Yeah, I guess by giving him Defender, it stalls out a little bit. I would definitely play Pact here, though. I'm a little bit surprised to see he's considering other choices here.
I don't think he really is. I think he's just going to play it.
Ugh.
Not shockingly, it shows up with
garbage.
Pretty trash guys. Firehand is nice. Level 1 Shapers a kick in the face. Dragon's not the worst.
Yeah.
But, definitely not what you're hoping for when you lay down that Pact 3.
Problem is, Dark Souls play now looks genius because looking at Benjvine's hand, he has no real way to actually kill him. Like he would have to go Dragon Shock no trigger. That is about the worst play I've ever seen.
Yeah, but that Flame Shaper has to die.
I agree. I don't think you can let it live. I mean, alternatively, you could, which I think is a bad idea, go Spite Mage in 1 and 3. Actually, no. You don't have to do that because if you put the dragon in 4, when the dragon dies, he'll come over and pick him up. So that works fine. You can go Dragon, Spite Mage, get 2 growth triggers on the Doom Rider.
If you want him to have a Shaper next turn.
The Shaper 2? The Shaper 2 will die off of the Doom Rider going over there after...
Next turn, when the dragon dies.
Excuse me?
Dragon isn't going to die in combat if he puts it in front of the Shaper.
Oh, you're right. He's not. Wow. That's a big problem. Unless you shock your own dragon. Which I think...
That would be an option. I guess.
Interesting. I mean, it's the same thing. No, that's the better play, maybe. No, it's not. I think you.
Well, except that, doing it the other way lets you keep a dragon.
Yeah, probably want to keep the dragon, especially with where we are in the player level.
Yep.
Really close to the hatching of the egg.
Almost. Yeah, it's the correct turn, so.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to do it to him. I like the idea in theory of hitting your own dragon. It's more interesting and more next level, but it's wrong. It's sad when the next level play is just straight up wrong.
It's no, you're Ronti-bolting your own Phoenix dead to kill them with 10 damage through.
Those are always the fun days.
Yeah, those days are so far gone now.
I mean, he's got a good play here. He can go... I mean, he's got a million ways to do this. I was thinking, like, Shock Pact, kills Dragon, gets a guy down, then Dire Hound off. The Doom Rider, this works as well, though.
I think he likes to do it this way because look at those 3s and 2s. He got the dragon back. Boom.
Yep. There we go.
Killed the dragon first, got the pact off.
Oh, he's finally got a good Nether Shriek with nothing on the board to shriek. Do you shriek dragon here, or do you go down the pact well one more time with no Death Weaver on board?
I play dragon, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Probably put the dragon in, I guess 1.
I guess.
And then Shriek, hoping to hit the Frostmane.
What's he checking here? Shriek, bam. Got the dragon.
Ooh, that's a nice Shriek.
Yeah, that worked out really well.
That could, potentially shift things around here.
Kind of whiffed here again.
Dark Soul with the most awkward hand.
I mean, he's got to be thinking, like, maybe I just force these Shapers to the board to get him leveled, but can he even do it?
Well, I mean, he's okay. He's got the Uranti Bolt here, so.
Yeah, he's made really good use out of that Uranti Bolt, just sort of stalling before he loses. Problem is here, another Shriek can move. When it moves, it clears out the lane, so it's going to do 15 unless he kills it or Uranti bolts it. He's in a tough spot. I mean, that Nether Shriek is lethal. I don't actually... Yeah, I guess Dragon's 9 is not lethal. So perhaps you can do that. Block in 1...
It's a grim situation.
Play Uranti Bolt. And then, what? Play Master in... Doesn't really matter. Because Frostmane can move to the empty lane. Sure. Put it in 4. That works.
There you go.
But, looking at his opponent's hand, that will be game with Burnout plus Frostmane. Shriek 3. Pretty good.
Not a bad card.
So Dark Soul spent a lot of time having to deal with stuff. He drew pretty bad this game, though. Only 1 Shaper getting leveled. That was kind of tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some player level one issues because he hasn't really been able to keep up with them making big sacrifices in what he's leveling.
Yep. If you would like to be able to make that lethal emote yourself, merely become a subscriber to the Tinygram stream, and it will be
That's
yours.
right. You gotta join the hat rack.
The Hatforged Guardians, actually.
Well, you should probably change Nightbot to say the Hatforged Guardians then instead of the hat rack.
I really should. The problem is he hasn't been on in so long. I had to turn him on because the giveaway button wasn't working.
I see.
I didn't realize he was misinformed. What is Vengevine doing? Is it Vengevine's turn? It is.
I believe it is, although the server might not have caught up.
I'm
Does
not
that
sure if he's AFK'd. But, he's thinking. He's thinking. Wow, I am really on another planet here today. I had the life totals mixed up. I was thinking that Vengevine only needed to hit Dark Soul for 14.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what you meant by that because you
Yeah, you're a little quiet over there. You're like,
you put the lethal symbol in chat. I was like,
what?
Am I missing something?
Yeah, I mean, he can go shock burnout on the 1710 to hit him for 25, which is pretty good, and then burn out again.
He doesn't have lethal.
For 33, but he does not have lethal. But he can do pack 3 to clog all the lanes, so.
Yeah, that's not going to save him.
You don't think shock, burnout, clog the lanes? Well, maybe not with what he has in hand, but.
Have you looked at Dark Soul's hand?
We're not looking at his hand. Yes, according to hand, he's kind of dead. Unless the pack.
I've been trying to figure out what you were talking about for like 5 minutes now.
Oh, I don't know. Apparently, I am on my C- game today. What pact could he even get to save himself here?
Nothing.
Yeah, I can't think
It
of it.
kills him from hand.
He'd have to have 15 direct damage from a pact. All right, pacts. What do you got? Come on, pact. Man, we had the one amazing graveyard and then 3 games of garbage packs. Here's another one that's not great.
That's a good call. Salmon pointed out that pack 3 can actually win. You hit 2 Flame Shaper 3s and then shock burned out for the win.
Okay, well, that was a good point, Salmon. It got him down to 7.
It's not enough.
It was close. And he's
Now he
thinking,
dies.
like, I might have him as long as he doesn't do that. Blah.
Yeah.
That's game. All right, so we tied it up here. When I put in the lethal, I just put it in too early.
You sure did.
Oh, man.
You had me really confused because you were talking endlessly about how it was. I couldn't figure it out.
I wasn't I?
I was looking for it. I was like, 16,
Yep.
and
I was
now-
saying it
and
rather
shock and burnout, and you were like, lethal.
rather convincingly,
I
too.
couldn't find it.
I was pretty sure. Wow, that may be the worst commentary ever to commentate when you have the life totals mixed up. Maybe. I don't know. You guys can let me know if you saw a worse commentary once. I kind of doubt it.
I'm not even sure it's possible.
What's up?
I'm not even sure it's possible.
I'm not sure it is either.
Yeah.
Apparently I have math troubles today. That's okay. Us history majors sometimes have bad math days. Okay, so he starts out with Dragon. Seems reasonable. This is a weird hand for Dark Soul. It's almost like he's playing Vengevine's deck. Does he dare do something like double Direhound? Like if you do that, you're basically saying,
Ooh,
let's
that's a
go
rabbit
back
hole.
to the Pact Wars.
That is, yeah, I mean, that's a rabbit hole. Begging
Pact
for those
War-
Pact Wars.
Pact War
But, you know,
not
he
work
could
for
come
him.
out ahead in the Pact War. It could happen.
What's up?
He could come out ahead in the pack.
But we saw that already. The Pact War becomes so lucky, whereas right now Dark Soul has that late game edge. I feel like he loses it.
Does he with his hand though?
I mean, he could easily come up with a couple shapers.
He doesn't play Dire Hounds. He has to level spells here.
Huh?
And it ruins his late game.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a tough spot. He could burn out. Like, he could go...
I don't think so.
One
I think double Dire Hound is the right call.
Oof. I think it's probably the right call, but I really don't like it. I really don't like that play.
Yes, well.
Oh my god, especially if he gets to go Deathweaver, Deathweaver, and then just every pact he ever sees, and they're all...
Finally unloading those Deathweavers once more.
Oh my god.
We got ourselves a pack game here, guys.
Goodness. I think Vengevine mauls him this game, and it's because he played those Dire Hounds. I think it might have even skipped the turn then to play those Dire Hounds.
That's interesting. Because he wouldn't have even discarded cards. Like, you wouldn't even level spells.
Just skip turn. I mean, I would have played the Burnout. I don't mind having that come out of the deck. But I probably would have burned out and nothing else. Instead, here we go. The Pact Wars have begun. And there's a 99 Dire Hound. Womp, womp, womp. And now more Dire Hounds are in the graveyard. Oh, but he didn't get a Pact. And now Dark Soul's like, well, hopefully I can... Oh, no, he's got to play another Hound.
All three Hounds gone from the deck into the dead pile.
This has just become a coin flip. Who can draw more packs faster?
So is that, what, 6 or 7 Hounds in the dead pile then?
I don't
because
know.
It counts the banished copy and the dead copy.
So many. Holy cow. It's funny, because the graveyard is so amazing here, I would have been really tempted not to level Spite Mage. I know that's his out, but if he had put something better in the graveyard, I don't know. Pact, well, but his opponent's going to Pact here. Dark Souls is 2 can play that game. I don't need to play my Master of Element, guys. I'm just going to Pact. Screw that. And there's the Dire Hound.
Dire Hound. How
all
shocking.
Day, all night.
All Dire Hound.
Who can get more packs? They will win this one. Oh, more Dire Hounds. My mind is blowing up right now. Dark Soul will play Varn's Pack 2 for sure. Burnout.
Burning out first, yep.
Yep, I like that. Then
Put that Doom Rider in the graveyard.
Not sure I would block Nether Drake.
I don't think it makes a difference. Oh, look at that. Not a Dire Hound.
But a Deathweaver.
Yep, which is nice.
Doesn't even have him in the deck. It's okay. Man. I'm not sure what the right play here is. I think you have in the Skull. And then after that, do you shock Nether Shriek? I mean, you've got a lot of targets you could pick up here. But you really just want to hit the 1 and 4. Although it's a weird game, because how many packs is Dark Soul really going to force out now? He's played 1. Deathweaver is such a weird card because he might not get a chance to play many. He only got 1 pack leveled on player level 1. That's unfortunate for Vengevine. In the game where Varn's Pact is finally game breaking, he doesn't have any leveled.
Sometimes it works out that way.
Sad day. Jake looks kind of hungry, so I think we should give him a snack.
Jake is very hungry.
Let's give him a
Feed
snack.
me, please.
Oh, there we go. He will be eating Chewbacca.
You know, robot gotta do what robot gotta do. So.
Alright. Shaper 2 is pretty darn easy call. Then you can just spark 1, kill the other one. Have a pretty good board.
Well, I would avoid playing Spark here for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, level a guy, definitely.
Sure, fair enough. I think I probably would have sparked there myself. I feel like if he can get to the late game intact, he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, but if he gets the late game with no good cards leveled, he's not going to do much. And you play 3 Dire Hounds and play level 1.
He's got Shapers, though.
Shaper.
Does he only have the 1 level?
Well, it's 2.2. He didn't play one last turn, so that'd be the only one so far.
I meant leveled on level 1. I thought he got another.
Well, yeah, but see, that's the thing. Level 2 ones won't trigger off that Spark 2 if you play that Spark. So if he wants to level a Spark, he needs to have level 3 Shapers, and he doesn't have that so far. He's only got 1.
Deathweaver's a pretty easy choice here. I would have been tempted to empty lane the other Deathweaver, so that when my pact hits, I can be sure it lives, because now it's down to that 4 threshold.
Yeah, no, I agree with this block here, because he's already down to 65 life. So he's going to let him kill off the 1 Deathweaver. He's going to have 1 still for next turn. And that's how it's going to be when it comes down to it.
Interesting choice there. He could have bolted the Deathweaver in 2. Maybe he wants him active though. Stick a Varna's Pact in front of him so he can kill him. Okay, looks like he's just going to go Invoker. I think I would definitely pact here, especially with another Deathweaver 2 in the dead pile now. That dead pile is really loaded up. I feel like pacts are going to win or lose this game.
Yeah, I like the pact. See what he gets.
Oh!
The 1 Shaper.
That's kind of unfortunate.
Alright, here come down the Pact Justice.
Here it is. This could win the game or not. Oh, wow.
That's not bad.
That was a real strong pact.
And there's another pact coming.
And then he takes
this
out
time
the
with
Shaper.
Deathweavers
Other
now.
pact, no matter what he gets. And do you remember when I said pacts were going to win this game? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was solid.
I mean, he's got another Shaper 2, so he has 2 Shaper 3s in the deck. So he's sort of crossing his fingers and saying, come on, Shaper 3s, find
Come on,
you.
Jack. Hook me up. 3.1, Shaper 3.
Oh, goodness, yeah. That would give him a real shot. Because if he doesn't, his opponent here with his Deathweaver 3 plus Pact is pretty game-breaking. He doesn't pack. Okay, he shrieks to kill the Shaper.
Oh, the Shriek comes down. See, that was a nice value Shriek.
Yeah, that was.
And Darksoul has his back against the wall at this point, staring down that 15, 16 Deathweaver
actually.
With nothing. Yeah, he's in a different room with his back against that wall.
And then the wall gave out. Now he's just on his back in the fetal position. Because he's dead. That was a rough spot.
Yeah, this 3.1 is not delivering on.
And you know what this comes down to?
Making a comeback here.
I think it all comes back to Dark Soul playing that first turn double Dire Hound.
He had no real option.
I'm not saying he did, but I think that lost the game.
Well, sure. I mean, it was an awful turn 1.1 hand.
I think
What are you gonna do?
I think the play was burn out, pass, or burn out 1 Dire Hound. I think double Dire Hound was just too much against a guy running Deathweaver packs.
I don't think it impacts it that much. Even the 1 Dire Hound sets up the packs.
Yeah, when
Like at that point, you gave your opponent a 100% pack Dire Hound. So. All right, here comes the pain. The pain.
How close do we get? Boom! Lethal it is.
How close do we get? What do you mean? He's dead, sir.
He's dead.
Tiny Grabs didn't bother adding up the attack power on his opponent.
Wasn't doing anything. I was looking at the next hand going, oh, there's a pack 3 in there. Oh, my goodness. And then he died.
Some people play the game a little bit differently.
All right, let's get our champion on here. V3ng3vin3.
All right.
Wow. Good game, man.
Do we get a robot voice? Or are we gonna
Do I
do
still sound like a robot?
No, he's not. That's too bad. Someone was gonna impersonate you.
Right.
All right. Well, welcome. Good job there. It looked like you had 2 games of Pact Wars, and is that your plan to try to get into a Pact War game? Were you happy when you started playing Dire Hounds all over the place?
Yeah, I think game 2. It was at game 2 he decided to play Dire Hounds. I don't think that seems really bad when that's really kind of what I do because I want to pact in the matchup, and he just helps me. and like I'm a better pack deck. But then like game 3 and 4, I didn't see Tarsus level 1, so it was like I had to play like a worse game.
Yeah, I was commenting on that, and Jake said maybe he just chose not to play him. Because how does he not have him for 2 games in a row? Yeah, it's unfortunate when you're a pack deck and then you don't find Deathweaver ever.
Yeah. Yeah, when he played double Direhound game 5, I was like, all right, we have a shot.
This one's over. Yeah, I mean, I was saying, I mean, a controversial play is play Burnout. He had a Burnout and then all spells. He could have gone Burnout Pass and just not play the second card. I think that might have been a better play. But we'll see. Well, congratulations, man.
Oh, thank you.
And anything else you want to add to your glorious victory today?
Again, I thank Brian for the list because he crushed me a lot of time during testing with his insane skill streaks. Also, if my burn opponent isn't Kateri, I can win.
Interesting.
Yeah, when you play, like I tested a lot of Kateri as well, and when you play him, you feel like you can beat any other burn player. Now that's when he crushes you.
All right. Well, fair enough. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, and you have a standing invite for next week if you so desire to come back to the Forge to try to defend your title against some upstart that dares to try to knock you off your perch.
I will gladly show up as long as Stoutmeister doesn't show up with some insane list and crushes me.
Interesting. All right, I'll try to get in then. Just to satisfy you.
Just to satisfy me?
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for coming by, and we will see you next time on the Forge when 2 enter, 1 leaves champion, and 1 leaves beaten, battered, bruised.